So Axial just dropped a new SCX24, and it's got everything we know, love, and hate about the previous generations, with a little extra. So Axial just spoiled the new SCX24 2021 Ford Bronco. Now, this little thing, if you like the Bronco, it looks fantastic. I'm personally a fan of the Bronco, and I think what they've shown looks great. There are a little bit of scale issues, but something interesting of note is this new SCX24 is the first time they've done a hard body on the little truck. Now there's a positive to that in that it looks great, but there's also the negative, and that's going to be very, very top heavy. One of the things that they're calling this is a new peak in realism. The truck actually has a scaled interior as well, so it's got a driver. Plus it's got all the cool stuff on the roof rack and real mirrors. Part of one of the cool things that a hard body can do that Lexan can't do as easily is they can have stuff like molded door handles, mirrors, actual roof rails, molded on fender flares, things of that nature. This one also comes with an extra sticker sheet so that you can customize it even further. And it's got an extra spare tire. No other SCX has come with a 5th tire, so that's kind of cool. Now, just like all the previous SCX24s, this one comes ready to run outside the box. You've got your transmitter, you've got your LiPo. It comes with the same LiPo it's always come with, and it's also got the new version 2 receiver and transmitter. So that's pretty cool. The other thing that's version 2 is the included LiPo charger. Now, a lot of people don't use the LiPo charger that comes included in the ready to runs because the hobby grade charger is just better and more safe for LiPos. But this version 2 charger is much better than the previous version. So I wouldn't hesitate to use it if you're out on the trails or you need a quick charge somewhere. Keep it in your box and you're able to get a second battery charging, or if it's your only charger, an extra battery charging at all. And it's just USB, so it's pretty easy to find a place to plug it in, but I wouldn't rely on it solely. Now, when this truck was initially spoiled, a lot of people in the groups and other social media outlets were asking a lot of questions. Things about, is it going to have 4-link suspension in the front and rear? How much bigger is it than the previous generations from a wheelbase standpoint, from a height standpoint? A lot of people thought it might be using the new Gladiator chassis, but we've got specs now, so let's go ahead and check those out. So the 2021 Ford Bronco is 222 millimeters in length. It's 98 millimeters in width. It's 117 millimeters in height and 131.8 millimeters in wheelbase. The important things here, generally speaking, are the wheelbase and the height. Length is important too, but the wheelbase kind of gives us its stance. If you look at it, compare it to the previous SCX24 models, the wheelbase at 131 is the smallest wheelbase of all of them. So I don't know how that's going to handle for capability purposes, but everybody upgrades these things anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. But just of note, it's a hard body with the smallest wheelbase. Is that good? Is that bad? It's hard to say. Now, as far as length is concerned, it's right around where the Chevy C10 would be. Chevy C10 is 215, this is 222, so it's longer than the Deadbolt, obviously, not as long as the Jeep Gladiator, longer than the Jeep JLU. Now, when it comes to the width, this is going to be the body width, so not nearly as important as the wheelbase. However, it's 98 millimeters versus the Deadbolt's 100 millimeters, the Gladiator's 100 millimeters, the Chevy C10's 99, and the JLU's 99. So again, it is the most narrow. Now that could be a positive, especially with the hard body. And then last thing with height, we've got 117, which is going to be taller than the Deadbolt at 110, taller than the Gladiator at 111, taller than the Chevy C10, and taller than the JLU. So it's the tallest vehicle of them all. Shortest wheelbase, tallest vehicle. Now that might be partly due to the roof rack because there is a lot of stuff on the top, so that could be a big part of it. Now we don't have any ground clearance information or overall weight, but we can assume it's going to be very similar to the previous models. They're all basically 27 millimeters with the exception of the deadbolt. And then the weight, it's going to be heavier because it's a hard body, but that's to be expected. Now this truck is available in 3 different colors. We've got the blue, the red, and the gray. It almost looks white, but they're calling it gray. We'll have to see it in person. Now when we look at the components that are involved in this truck, it's pretty much the exact same as all the other SCX24s. There is no 4-link, it's using the regular Y-link in the front. Same servo mounts. Some people were speculating that it could have a chassis mounted servo because of the hard body. Also, some of the spoiler pictures didn't really show a servo mount on the axle, so there was some speculation there. But it is pretty much just like all the other SCX24 chassis. The setup is the same. The only thing you're going to get really different are the wheels and tires. And maybe we might get different length links, maybe, but it's probably just going to be a mix of existing links. Now, the one new thing that this SCX has that no other SCX has in the past is it's got 4 lights. We've got 2 lights in the front bumper and then 2 lights in the traditional headlight mounts. That's a pretty cool add-on, but don't forget the price. Now this is one thing that everybody's groaning about. Some people get it. Some people just are, oh, they're just money hungry. The price on this is $159. So it's a $10 increase over the previous model. But again, this is a hard body. This is a hard body and we get 4 LEDs. A set of LEDs is going to cost you like $5 to $10 just for the 2 LEDs in the raw. And then you got to mount them and drill holes. These are already mounted. I don't know. The $10, especially in today's economy, inflation, all this craziness that's going on, I think $10 is to be expected. I mean, there's a lot, you can tell there's a lot of detail in this thing. I mean, full interior with driver, the roof rack, all the accessories that come on it. I mean, the deadbolt doesn't come with any of that. So how could you even remotely expect to get something for close to the same price? It's not going to happen, people. Come on. Now, this new 2021 Ford Bronco is being shipped out to stores real soon, but it's not going to be available for sale until April 22nd. So you'll want to keep a lookout. I think you can pre-order right now on the Axial site or maybe from some of your local retailers, but just know that it can't actually ship or be sold until the 22nd. So you got a little bit of waiting to do. But in the meantime, you can plan your builds. Now they've already got a schedule for some new products that are going to be released alongside the Bronco. They're a little bit further out than the Bronco release, but there is some cool stuff coming. They're going to obviously do the white body. They're going to do a new front bumper with LED. I don't know how that's going to be different than the existing one, but that'll be cool to see. Also a rear bumper and the hinge, and then a shock assembly set. But I don't know how much different that's going to be from stock. And is this a new Axial aftermarket shock? Maybe, not really sure. And then they're going to be doing new 1.0 inch wheels that are all black. And actually, now that I think about it, they may not be new wheels and they may not be new bumpers. It probably is just the OEM replacements for the existing parts. However, that begs to question, what's up with the shocks? They must be different, or either these are aftermarket shocks by Axial, or the shocks that come with the Bronco are going to be different, and therefore they have different replacement parts. Guess we'll have to find out. Now I have to ask, do you love this thing? Do you hate this thing? Are you a Ford guy and don't care how expensive or how good or how bad it looks? You just wanted a Bronco and you haven't gotten around to building your own? Are you a non-Ford guy and you think this thing is awesome? Let me know in the comments below. Also, tell me what you think about the channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, click the bell, and share this with all your friends and in all your groups, and do the right thing, and let's grow an awesome community. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Get out there, drive your trucks, drive your cars, smash them, bash them. Don't break the expensive parts. Oh, watch it straight, watch it.
Watch the straight.
Dude, I saw all kinds of wheels come off. Watch the straight. Oh.